Hi, welcome to video series on AWS Developer Associate. In this series, we are discussing about CloudWatch and CloudTrail. This is the part 2. We already discussed about the part 1. In this part 2, we are discussing about the practical use and implementation of CloudWatch and CloudTrail. First one is like setting up CloudWatch alarms. Go to CloudWatch and create alarm. Select measure such as EC2 and CPU. Define the actions, period, and threshold. Email notifications, Lambda, auto scaling can all be triggered by alarms. Alarms help us monitor critical metrics like CPU utilization and memory usage. For example, we can configure an alarm to trigger when ECT CPU usage exceeds 80% for 5 minutes. These alarms can send notifications via SNS or even trigger autoscaling actions to maintain system performance automatically. Next one is like using CloudWatch metrics. Available default metrics include EC2, RDS, and Lambda, and others. For your own application metrics, build unique namespaces. Add to dashboard and view in graph format. It is possible to filter metrics by tags, regions, or resources types. It's like metrics are the core of CloudWatch. AWS services like EC2, RDS, and Lambda automatically send metrics, but we can also push custom metrics for our application. Metrics can be filtered, aggregated, and graph in real time. You can view metrics by services or even tag based filter to monitor specific environments like production or staging. And next one is like installing CloudWatch agent. Install manually or easy to or use SSM AWS System Manager. Provide comprehensive operating system level data including RAM, disk, network, and process. JSONs is used to store agent configuration locally or through the SSM parameter store. Support instance of Windows and Linux. To collect system level metrics like RAM usage, disk space, and network input and output, we need this install the CloudWatch agent. This can be done manually or through the AWS System Manager. Once installed, the agent uses JSON configuration file to determine which metric to collect. It is useful when you need detailed operating system level visibility that AWS does not provide by default. And next link is like create CloudWatch dashboard. Access the dashboards, make a dashboards. Add the following widgets: numbers, logs, alarms, and line bar and bar graphs. Create graphics dashboards in real time for several services. Utilize cross region and cross account data setup required. Dashboard provide a central view of your environment health. You can add widgets to display metrics from EC2, RDS, Lambda, and more. Dashboards can include line graphs, numbers, or logs and are fully customizable. You can even create cross region or cross services dashboards for a global overview of your application performance. It's like next link is enabling AWS CloudTrail. To create a trail, navigate to CloudTrail. Select a single region or many regions. Log file validation is enabled after defining the S3 bucket. For real-time notifications, you can choose to submit logs to CloudWatch logs. Now let's shift to the CloudTrail. While basic events logging is enabling by default to retain longs long term or more or cross multiple regions, we must create a trail. A trail defines where to store logs, typically in S3 bucket or whether to include management or data events. For security or compliance, enabling multi-region trails and log files validation is a best practice. And viewing CloudTrail event history. Event history, CloudTrail filtered by the event name such as run instance, username, internet protocols or addresses. Provides a last 90-day audit log for each user or services API request. Once the CloudTrail is enabled, you can view event history in the console. You can filter logs by user IP address or event names or resources. For instance, you can track who stopped an EC2 instance or deleted an S3 bucket. CloudTrail gives you visibility into every API calls, which is critical for security audits and trouble, troubleshooting. Querying log using log logs for CloudTrail are stored in S3 divided according to time. This is the SQL-like queries like with Athena. Select from CloudTrail logs where event name and delete bucket and user identity dot username equal to username. It's in compliance, audits, and security investigation. If your cloud log is like S3, you can use Athena to run SQL like queries on the first. First, define a table pointing to your CloudTrail log in S3, partition by date. Then you can run queries like who created a new IAM role yesterday. This is incredibly useful for security analysis and compliance reporting. Combining CloudWatch and CloudTrail. To record CloudTrail activity, use CloudWatch events. For example, when a delete bucket is logged, Lambda is triggered, and an alert is sent. For automated incident response system, combines them. The real power comes when a combine CloudWatch and CloudTrail. For example, CloudTrail log an API event like delete bucket, and CloudWatch can trigger an alert or automation based on it using event bridge. This is enables real-time incident response and security automation. Great for creation of self-healing and alert systems. Create metric filters in CloudWatch logs. CloudWatch logs can be analyzed using metric filters. Create metrics for partial log patterns. Example application log for error entities. It's a syntax. Custom alarms can be powered by filtered result. Real time setup scenario. Monitoring EC2 instant all CloudWatch agents keep an eye on CPU and memory and notify if CPU exceeds 85. IAM change tracking event bridge plus SSN alerts, SNS alerts, CloudTrail records IAM updates, monitoring the deletion of S3 buckets, CloudTrail records S3 deleted, CloudTrail logs, it is in a Lambda function, can automatically recreate it. This shows how AWS services work together to build resilience, observable, and secure systems. Thank you.